If d is the standard deviation of x, y, and z, what is the standard deviation of x plus 5, y plus 5, and z plus 5? So they're telling us we have a set of numbers consisting of x, y, and z, and the standard deviation of this set is equal to d. So now they say we have a new set where three terms are y plus 5, or x plus 5, y plus 5, and z plus 5. So we just add 5 to everything. And so the thing to know about standard deviation for the Gmat is not how to calculate it. I don't think you will ever have to know the formula for standard deviation or have to calculate it. You really just need to have a conceptual understanding of what standard deviation is. And so standard deviation is a measure of spread. It is how far, on average, a set of numbers is from the mean. And so if you are adding the same amount to every number in the set, think about what will happen. There's no, all three numbers are still going to be the same distance apart, and therefore the spread of the numbers should remain the same. And I think the easiest way to illustrate this is with an example where you have the only standard deviation you should know how to calculate. That is when you have a standard deviation of 0, because it does not require any calculations at all. And so what is the only case where you can have a standard deviation of 0? Well, it's only possible if every number in your set is the same, because that means on average, your numbers are 0 apart from the mean. So if I start with this set here, so say x, y, and z are equal to 2, 2, and 2, that would mean the new set would be 7, 7, and 7. So what happened to the standard deviation here? So here we had a standard deviation of 0, and then because we added the same amount to all of our numbers were still 0 away from the mean. Therefore, standard deviation was still 0. And so this is a good rule just to know when you add the same amount to every number in a set, the standard deviation does not change. It is not true. One thing they also ask sometimes is, say you were to multiply every number in a set. In that case, the standard deviation, assuming numbers are getting bigger, standard deviation should also get bigger. And so if you have, for example, 1, 2, and 3, and then you multiply every number by 2 to get a new set that is 2, 4, and 6, you can sort of tell just by looking that the numbers here are further spread apart. But when you add the same amount to every value, the standard deviation does not change. So here the answer is A. Standard deviation is the same thing that we started with.